Let's be real, choosing car insurance can feel like you're trying to solve a puzzle in the dark. But don't worry, that's what we're here for. In this explainer, we are going to break down the top car insurance choices for millennials based on a super detailed ranking for 2025 so you can find the perfect fit.
So, what's your number one? Are you all about finding that absolute rock-bottom price? Or do you want a real human being to talk to when, things actually go wrong? Or maybe you just want a killer app that makes everything easy. These are the trade-offs we all have to think about, but we're going to help you make sense of it all.
All right, let's just dive right in. We're kicking off a countdown, starting at number 7 and working our way all the way to the top spot. We'll reveal the biggest players in the game and what really makes them tick.
Kicking off our list, coming in at number 7 is
Root Insurance. Now, their whole model is pretty wild. It's a digital-only company that gives you a great price if you have a flawless driving record. And how do they know? Well, they actually track your driving. The big thing to watch out for here is there are 0 agents. If you have a claim, you're calling an 800 number, which is kind of the classic you get what you pay for scenario.
Okay, let's see who's next. Moving on to number 6.
It's Liberty Mutual, and they really try to be the best of both worlds. You get a fantastic app to manage everything, but you also get a dedicated human agent you can actually call. They have this program called Right Track, where if you let them track your driving for 90 days and you do a good job, you could get up to a 30% discount. The only catch? They're a premium service, so their prices usually start out a bit higher.
And grabbing the number 5 spot on our countdown.
We've got Nationwide. They really stand out because they have 2 super unique ways to price your insurance. Smart Ride is their version of the driving tracker for a discount, but Smart Miles is a true pay-per-mile option if you barely drive, like under 5,000 miles a year. This could save you a ton of money. Nationwide is also a beast when it comes to bundling your policies, like if you add on renter's insurance.
Okay, so we've thrown this word telematics around a few times, so let's hit pause for a quick definition. It sounds super technical, right? But it's not. It's just the technology, usually an app on your phone, that insurance companies use to track how you drive. Things like your braking, your speed, what time of day you're on the road. And here's the key. Proving you're a safe driver with this data can unlock some seriously huge discounts. All right, we are officially cracking the top half of the list. At number 4 is
Allstate. As one of the giants in the industry, they just have that feeling of security. You get a local agent, but you also get all the digital tools. They've got their own telematics program called DriveWise, but the feature people really love is their optional accident forgiveness. Basically, if you have a clean record and you cause your first accident, they promise not to raise your rates. For a lot of people, that peace of mind is worth everything.
Okay, here we go. We've made it to the top 3. These are the heavy hitters, and frankly, they're all battling it out for that number 1 spot, with completely different game plans. This is where it gets fun. Taking home the bronze medal in the number 3 position,
It's Geico. I mean, we all know Geico for their prices, right? They're famous for it. And they have some amazing discounts, especially if you're in the military or a student. They're also known for being a little more forgiving if you've got a ticket. But listen to this. This is a total game changer. You don't have to just call their random 800 number anymore. Geico is now working with independent agents, which means you can get their amazing price, but with actual personal service. Huge news.
And our runner-up, sliding into the number 2 spot is
State Farm. They are, without a doubt, the biggest name in the game. You've seen the commercials, you know Jake from State Farm. They do a great job of educating you on your coverage first, instead of just talking about price. But, and this is a big but, you have to understand that their agents are captive. And this is a really important thing to know about the insurance world.
So what on earth does that mean? A captive agent, like the ones at State Farm, works for State Farm. They can only sell you State Farm products. Period. An independent agent, on the other hand, works for you. They can shop around with a bunch of different companies like Progressive, Nationwide, and now even Geico to find the absolute best deal for your exact situation. It's a really critical difference.
And here we are, the moment we've been building up to. The number 1 ranked car insurance company for millennials is
Progressive. So why did they take the crown? Well, they combine really low base prices with a great digital experience, and this is key. They work with those independent agents we just talked about. They're especially competitive if you only need car insurance and you're not bundling. But there is one major risk you have to know about. Their telematics program is different. With most companies, driving badly just means you don't get a discount. With Progressive, bad driving can actually make your rate go up. It's a gamble you need to be aware of. So, Progressive is number one. But that does not mean it's automatically the best choice for you personally. The whole point of this isn't just to crown a winner, but to give you the info you need to find your winner. So to figure that out, you got to ask yourself a few questions. First, what do you prefer? A slick app or a human agent? Are you a low-mileage driver, where one of those pay-per-mile plans could be a game changer? Are you cool with sharing your driving data to get a big discount? Do you have other policies you need to bundle? And be honest, is the absolute lowest price your only goal? Your answers are going to point you to the right company on this list.
And that really brings us to the final thought. After looking at everything, from the bare-bones digital model of Root to the white-glove service of Liberty Mutual, you really have to ask yourself, is the cheapest deal always the best deal? The answer, of course, totally depends on what you value most when you actually need to use the product you've been paying for.